Shohei Ohtani made his Dodgers debut, plus a bunch of pitching performances to talk about up next on Fantasy Baseball Today in 5. Welcome into FBT in 5 on Wednesday, February 28th. Frank Stanfield joined by Scott White and Shohei Ohtani's first game as a Dodger. He did Shohei Ohtani things. Opposite field home run. There's a real chance, Scott, that even coming off the elbow surgery, Ohtani hits like Ohtani, and he is undervalued with an ADP of 11.5.
Yeah, I mean, it's highly possible, especially now that he's in the Dodgers lineup and is going to be batting behind Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman in all likelihood. The RBI potential there is enormous, and we might see his best year as a hitter. He doesn't have to divide his attention with pitching. He is coming off a major elbow surgery, and the last time he was coming off the major elbow surgery, his hitting suffered. Bryce Harper, coming off a major elbow surgery last year, his hitting suffered. That was Tommy John surgery in both cases, and the surgery Ohtani had this time isn't Tommy John surgery. So, I don't know that we can really know how it's going to play out. But so far, the batting practices have been impressive for him. In his first game, he hits an opposite field home run with, it kind of looked like a pop-up off the bat, but he had the strength to get it over the fence. Very encouraged so far. Very encouraged. Still, probably the biggest concern with taking Ohtani in round one is it makes for a difficult fit because you're filling your utility spot right away. And there are a lot of really good hitters, first round caliber bats that spill into the second round. So I don't know that Ohtani needs to be the one.
Let's talk about some of those pitching performances and start with a bad one. Alek Manoah, yikes. Spring debut, allowed 4 earned runs over an inning and 2/3. That doesn't matter as much. 3 hit by pitches, Scott. I mean, coming off the season that he just had, we need to see something from Manoah this spring. This was not it.
No, this wasn't. And I would say that basically sums it up. I mean, to have the confidence to invest in Manoah again, even with a late round pick compared to some other interesting late round targets at SP, we need to see signs of a turnaround this spring. And this was the furthest thing from it. I mean, 3 hit by pitches. In a full game, you rarely see that from a pitcher, much less a couple innings. Now, it could just be early in spring training. He doesn't have the field down yet. It'll come in time. That's certainly possible, but we can't assume that based on the year Manoah's coming off of, and we need to see stark changes very soon.
A pitching performance I know that you're excited about, Scott, is Chris Sale with your Atlanta Braves. 4 strikeouts over 2 perfect innings. The fastball averaged 94.9 miles per hour, which is up 1 mile per hour from last year. He maxed out at 97 miles per hour in this start. Healthy offseason, traded to the Braves. If he can stay on the field for 150 innings, Chris Sale could turn into a huge value.
Yeah, he said it is. He's coming off his first healthy offseason since 2018, and he looked great in this. Don't want to overreact to one spring start, 1 2-inning stint. I get that, but even prior to it, I've been saying Chris Sale still has ace upside. If he can avoid the injuries that have plagued him the past few years, most of them were kind of freak incidents. And now he has the Braves offense backing him. There's a lot of upside there for the price.
Let's wrap up with 3 relievers turned starters that look pretty good in their spring debuts. Jordan Hicks recorded 4 of 5 outs via the strikeout. AJ Puk made his rotation debut with the Marlins. He threw 2 perfect innings with 3 strikeouts and debuted a new splitter. Garrett Crochet with the White Sox threw 1 2/3 shutout innings with 2 strikeouts against the Dodgers. One of those strikeouts came against Shohei Ohtani. And apparently Garrett Crochet hit 99 miles per hour with his fastball. All 3 of these have SPARP eligibility on CBS as well, Scott. What do you think? Jordan Hicks, AJ Puk, Garrett Crochet.
Well, curiously, the one I'm probably least interested in for fantasy is the one who most clearly has a rotation spot, Jordan Hicks. That's what the Giants signed him to do, is start. We've seen him start before, major efficiency issues, which isn't surprising if you look at his numbers in relief. And I'm just not confident he's going to be an impactful fantasy player in that role. Look, I can't say AJ Puk and Garrett Crochet will be. Crochet especially. I mean, we've hardly seen him pitch in the majors at all, or even in the minors since he's been drafted. He's been hurt a lot, but former first-round pick. Clearly, the velocity is exciting, and I'm just, because there's no track record, in a way that opens the door to more possibilities. Not saying Garrett Crochet is a high priority pick or in the late rounds, but definitely worth monitoring this spring. And AJ Puk's probably the one I'm most excited about. We have seen him be a very successful reliever with a lot of strikeout upside. He was a top pitching prospect back when it looked like his trajectory was as a starter before he had health issues. And he's got to beat out both Edward Cabrera and Trevor Rogers for a role. But I think it's possible. And Braxton Garrett, the fact he's banged up, it makes it all the more possible. So AJ Puk might start going late in drafts if he keeps this up.
All right. For more extensive fantasy baseball coverage, listen to the Fantasy Baseball Today podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, the Audacy app, or anywhere else podcasts are found. Thanks for listening to Fantasy Baseball Today in 5, and we'll be back again tomorrow. Bye-bye.